on purpose, wanting to, planning a family, some sense of family, some kind of culture in which family was a given. We didn't seem to have that, but how could we? Neither of you really had any of that growing up. Now, it's too late. It's too late to ask now who's going to look after me. Well, I guess we should have thought about that quite a long time ago, shouldn't we? I'll manage somehow. We always muddle through, don't we? I do what I have to do, don't I? Just like you. Just like me. Oh, lucky old you. Darling Hillary, I'm afraid I'm getting a bit tired. I think I'll just have a little rest. Do you want to snooze there in the chair, or shall I think I'd like to get back into bed? I'll fetch someone to help us. We'll get that nice nurse to tuck you in so well like she does. You can have a nice rest. Thank you, darling. On being alone. This isn't the real photograph of my mother. It's just a photocopy that I made of the original. I used to go to a memorial service held at the hospital. The memorial was held every year for people who lost someone to cancer who had been treated there, and you could bring a photograph. So for several years, I brought this frame with this photocopy inside. I guess in some ways it makes sense, don't you think? We don't want anything to happen to your actual, real photograph or any harm to come to it, do we? No. Not to worry. That's safely hidden, tucked away somewhere out of harm's way. 6 years after my mother's soldierly fight with breast cancer reached its sad but inevitable conclusion, one which comes to all of us, I was diagnosed on St. Patrick's Day. I suppose there's something of a blessing in my mother's not having lived to know I had breast cancer. But the day I started taking estrogen blockers was the 6-year anniversary of my mother's death. There's a mnemonic for you. There's a whole world they don't tell you about when you experience estrogen depletion syndrome. I never wanted to end up alone. I've been working so hard, and I have been for so long, working so hard on my healing and my resilience, and I've made steps. Not just baby steps, but real, big, meaningful steps. In many ways, I am thriving. I live alone now in my mother's house, but the truth is, we're never, any of us, ever completely disconnected from everybody else, I hope, which is good, because you and I, we're going to need each other. We're going to need to look after each other. We're not going to be able to take care of ourselves by ourselves as time goes on.